So Samsung is out with its latest Watch 5 and a brand new Watch 5 Pro this time. And there are 5 things you've really got to know before you decide to buy either of these. First, these are the most durable, everyday smartwatches that you can buy. I mean, this time they've really leveled up their scratch resistance. They're using sapphire crystal glass, which makes both the smartwatches 60% stronger than the Watch 4 series, which I already thought was using a really tough glass. Additionally, the Watch 5 Pro is now built using titanium, which is a lot more durable than the previous generation. So this is like one of the toughest everyday smartwatch to beat now. And naturally, the prices have gone up, but you do get more refined, premium, feature-rich, good-looking and accurate watches, and this time with newer colors. Now, I've got the titanium gray here for the Watch 5 Pro, which frankly speaking is a color that I've never seen, but it's really unique, it's really good, and it's only available with the Watch 5 Pro along with a black. Now, the Galaxy Watch 5, the regular one, it comes with its own set of colors. I've got the silver here with a purple, a Bora purple strap, and of course, you can mix and match, or you could just go for the bespoke editions if it's available in your country. Second, there's been a much needed battery improvement on both the watches. The Watch 5 has 13% more battery now, and the Watch 5 Pro has a crazy 60% larger battery. In fact, I've been using the Watch 5 Pro regularly, and I got 70 hours out of this, while Samsung does claim 80 hours. Now, I have to admit that I did not do any kind of GPS run or any kind of exercise, but I did have my GPS turned on all the time, and my sleep monitoring was also active all 3 nights. So 3 days, given its Wear OS and the kind of features it's got into this, I think it's a pretty big improvement. But the regular Watch 5 battery is not as big of an improvement. I've got the 40mm here, and it lasts me barely 20 hours, so you might want to charge this right before you go to sleep, so you've got 100% and you get that sleep tracking in, and the 44mm should get you about 40 hours in my opinion. Also, they've increased the charging speeds both in wired and wireless situations. So the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro took about 2 hours and 37 minutes for me to charge from 0 to 100. Now that's fast because my Watch 4, it used to take a little over 2 hours despite the fact it's got 40% less battery than this one. So definitely with a bigger battery, it's really charging faster now. The charger is also slightly flatter and smaller than what we had with the Galaxy Watch 4 series, and now it comes with USB Type-C instead of the regular USB-A type. Now, the most important design change is that they've improved the accuracy with a newer curved design and a better sensor array. And that, when it sits on your hand, now makes more contact with your skin, and that allows for better tracking and more accurate measurements. Now, except for that, the Galaxy Watch 5 does not really have a huge design change when compared to the Watch 4, except for that really strong display I spoke about earlier. You still get a bezel-less design, very comfortable buckle and pin strap, IP68 water and dust resistance, and a minor battery bump. It's available in 40 and 44mm sizes. I've got the 40mm here, which personally I find small, and that's probably because I'm used to the 44mm. But you know what? I'm just gonna urge you to walk into a Samsung store and try out on your hand and just see which one looks best. Alright? Now, when it comes to the Watch 5 Pro, there's quite a bit of design change there. Firstly, it's only available in 45mm size, so it's a big size and clearly looks big on my hands. Second, if you look at the front, it's a lot bolder. The thick black bezel does make it look less minimal, but it protects the display from rugged use as it's slightly inwards. The digital wheel is easy to use, but it's no physical bezel. That was a classic. You also get a new buckle strap, which can be adjusted to any length you desire and then magnetically strap around your wrist. At first, I thought it was going to be uncomfortable, but when I started wearing it, it's really easy, really flexible, and it's actually quite nice. Though I still prefer the buckle and pin strap that you get in the Watch 5, just personally. By the way, they've added an infrared temperature sensor here on both the Watch 5 and the Pro, but they'll add functionalities to this a little later. Right now, they're not going to do anything. So if you compare the Watch 5 Pro and the Watch 5 here, you can clearly see the size difference. But do keep in mind I have the 40mm, so the difference is just a bit more pronounced. Okay, between the Watch 5 and the Watch 5 Pro. Look, if you're looking for an everyday smartwatch with very regular wear and tear, no outdoor sports activities, you're better off with the Watch 5. And all you've got to decide is whether to get the 40mm or the 44mm, depending on which one looks good. But if you're like an outdoor sports enthusiast, you're going to want something that has a really strong build and it's got really great battery. And that's where the Watch 5 Pro kicks in. It's going to be a little costly and it's going to look a little big on your hand, but these are just first world problems to have. Next, we've seen that both watches now have enhanced sensors and that they're laid out more efficiently, which means you get improved sleep tracking, heart rate monitoring, and workout tracking. You also get advanced sleep metrics like sleep score with details on your sleep stages, as well as blood oxygen levels. And all of this data nicely gets stored on the Samsung Health app on your phone. And if you do feel you get low sleep scores, there's an inbuilt sleep coaching that chalks out week-wise program for you, guiding you to improve your sleep. And like the Watch 4, both watches can still measure body composition using the BIA sensors to come up with close to accurate ratios of muscle, fat, and skeletal mass. And on the Watch 5 Pro, additionally, you get accurate outdoor GPS tracking. So let's say you go cycling with no particular track in mind, you could just track back to your origin without really worrying about getting lost. Now, let's talk about software. So both watches come with One UI Watch 4.5 on top of Google's latest Wear OS. They've also updated the watches to use Google Assistant now instead of Bixby. You can access all your tiles to the right. They're all customizable. You can add, remove, and prioritize them as per your wish. You can swipe down to get setting controls and swipe up to access all the apps. You can access apps like Spotify, YouTube, Google Assistant, and download and install many more from within the Play Store on the watch or using your phone. Also, I've done a video talking about apps that you can install on your Galaxy Watch 4, which applies to the Galaxy Watch 5s as well. So if you want to watch it out, I'll leave a link here at the top left corner. Check it out. On the left, you get all your notifications, which you can respond to using various ways to input. In fact, this time they've introduced a full-size QWERTY keyboard as well. And using the wearable app, you can manage what notifications get delivered to you and which ones don't. And of course, like the previous gen Galaxy watches, you can make and receive phone calls using even your just Bluetooth Galaxy watches, as long as they're connected to your phone around using Bluetooth. But of course, if you have the LTE Galaxy watches, then you can make and receive phone calls even when your phone is not around. But that's probably why they're going to be more expensive and they're going to suck more battery as well. Okay, conclusion time. So in the Android world, you're going to find it very difficult to find smartwatches that are this premium, this good looking, and this feature rich. You know, they come with a really stable hardware ecosystem as well as a really good software ecosystem, considering the fact it's all powered by Google's Wear OS. So yeah, the software ecosystem is pretty good as well. And that's probably why the asking price is high. It's definitely premium, and a large part of that is because there is no competition in this segment for such kind of watches right now. I mean, Samsung is so far ahead. So yeah, if you're looking for a really premium everyday smartwatch and you've got the money, these are really hard to not recommend. I mean, these are really good. Now, if you guys don't find a variant or a color of your choice, I got very little to do with it. So tweet out to Samsung, let them know that you want it in your country. Hopefully they'll listen to you. The only gripe I have is the fact that they've removed the bezel. So my only wish would be like a Galaxy Watch 5 Classic, and they bring back the bezel in that sometime next year. But you know, I also got very little to do with their product lineup and development. So yeah, that's a wish that's not gonna come true. Alright guys, so I'm gonna be using the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro as my regular everyday smartwatch, even though it does look big on my hands. But you know, if you guys have any doubts, questions, I'm probably going to be able to answer it really well since I'll be using it every day now. So I'm going to be able to share my insights with you. So make sure you drop them in the comment section. I'll definitely be answering. It doesn't matter when you watch this video, I'll let you know on that. Okay? Alright, thanks for watching guys. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed watching the video, and subscribe. You know, just push that bell notification icon, really helps the channel grow. I'll see you guys in the next one.